What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. Could we be seeing the biggest opportunity of a lifetime? And it's probably not what you think, but you need to watch this video all the way through because I'm going to show you a bunch of charts and a bunch of different things that all point to the same thing. The biggest money grab in history that I've been talking about forever is among us, in my opinion. I think it is going to be happening over the next year, and it's going to be huge. And there is huge opportunity. You can look at it as doom and gloom and miss out on it, or you can actually play it right. We're going to take a look at all the charts suggesting all the same thing and why. And I'm going to go into a little bit of detail. But before we do, make sure you smash those likes, leave your comments down below. Definitely smash likes. We're getting a lot more likes and a lot less views, which showing me YouTube doesn't want this info out. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? I know a lot of people say that stuff, but we'll see how it works out. Just make sure you smash the like. Make sure you share this video. Leave your comments and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Definitely some good info in this video, and watch it all the way through. If you don't watch it all the way through, you're not going to be able to put the pieces together, right? So let's take a look. We're going to be taking a look at BNB, Binance coin, and why I think Binance is in huge trouble. We're going to take a look at Ethereum, Litecoin, ADA, Cardano, XRP, Tesla, gold, and silver. All of these are showing the same things. We're also going to be taking a look at the Dow and the DXY. Guys, you need to be careful out there. A lot of people are calling the bottom, just like they have been all year, and it has not worked out for them. And I'll tell you, the invalidation point of my charts and where we will know that the bottom is in, right? So definitely stick around. Definitely watch the whole video. There's going to be a lot of info. All these charts are very old. The Tesla chart, I think I started showing, I don't know, sometime in August, I think it was, and gave targets that people were saying were crazy, just like people were saying Bitcoin charts are crazy that I've been showing, but everything has been playing out beautifully, guys. So just sit back and listen. There's a lot of charts here. We're going to go through them, and I'm going to show you why they all say the same thing. So this was our 4-hour chart on Bitcoin, right? We're back below our VP right here range. I told you if we did bounce up past this 382, which we got rejected on perfectly, that would be 1733. Highest I see us going would be 17.6. Still a possibility, but once we break this low, as you guys know, once we broke here, I told you last week, was laddering in shorts between 17.9 and 18.4. Worked out perfect. Perfect, right? Once we broke this trend, look for 15.8. Once we'll probably get a bounce here. If we don't, once 15.8 breaks, we're looking at 15.3. Once 15.3 breaks, looking for 14.5 to 14.9, which is our weekly target, right? And we'll probably get a bounce there. Come back up to retest this 15.2, 15.3 range and continue down. Once this is broken, our measured move of this right here is 12.5. I do think we'll probably get a bounce there if we get down to that range. But remember, guys, I think the false bottom is going to be in February or March. And I think that's going to be between 75 and 8,500. Could it be at 12.5 and that be the false bottom when we go up? Possibly. We're going to take a look at all the charts. I'm going to show you the timing and why I'm looking at it this way, right? So anyways, this is where we're at now. Let's look at the daily. So on the daily, look at the RSI here. I told you to watch for major rejection on this trend line right here, which is exactly what we got. I also talked about the Dow Jones yesterday with the rally it was getting. I said watch for that to get all taken back today, which it is, right? You got to pay attention to what's going on in these markets, guys. Don't just look at Bitcoin, and don't listen to the people that just look at Bitcoin because they're not looking at the whole picture. You have to look at the whole picture, guys. So anyways, I think we're seeing the biggest money grab in history. Been talking about it for well over a year. I do think our daily RSI is going to get back down to this trend line. Could that be our 75 to 8,500 February or March? Good possibility, right? I think our ultimate low is going to be 35 to 4,500 sometime in the middle or end of next year. Something about BitBoy, right? He always wants to talk negative of when he says savvy because he's a bear. If he would have listened way up here to the bear, he probably would have saved a whole lot of money, right? He also said he was going to sell at 38,000 if it broke, and he didn't. Why? Because he had FOMO. He's fear of missing out because he doesn't want to believe that, you know, Bitcoin can go this low. Well, if he wasn't so negative, I don't want to say he's negative, but every time he mentions my name, it's like, I've been right, dude. I've been right. Why do you get so angry? Because you didn't listen? That's the only reason I think you could get angry. Anyways, done with my rant. Let's look at the RSI on the weekly. So I've been talking about this weekly trend line. Once this breaks, people are going to get super bullish because it's a weekly trend line, right? And that'll be the false bottom, in my opinion, just to roll over and make lower lows, right? All our targets hit here, guys. Once we broke here, we had this target here, and that was just a measured move of this rising channel. Bam, we nailed it. Then we had this one, nailed it. Way ahead of time, guys. Not the day before, way ahead of time. This target here is around 14.9, right? 14.5 to 14.9 right here. It's just a measured move of rising wedge, rising broadening wedge. But once we break this, I think 75 to 8,500 is coming. And I've showed you guys this forever, right? This is most likely about how it's going to play out. It's not exact, but it's going to give you the time frame. So 75 to 8,500 sometime in February, maybe March. Get a rally up into April or May, and then continuation back down. Once we get this bounce here, that'll break this RSI. That'll get everyone super bullish. It will be a decent rally if you want to put some longs in there or buy and then sell back up here. But either way, middle or end of next year, sometime in maybe September, October-ish, 35 to 8,500, right? I think it'll be the true bottom. That doesn't mean it shoots straight up from there, guys. It's going to be a while before you see, we'll talk about it. But if you guys are interested in trading, check out Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, all from one exchange. You don't get the big scam wicks. Use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 can get you 25% off your fees. The link's down below. I'll leave it in the comment section and in the description. Also, I'll leave a tutorial at the end of the video. Watch for it up here. It'll pop up for you. Or you can just go to my YouTube page and look at it there. So this is our, this is another thing I want to talk about. So that weekly bullish divergence everyone's talking about right here, right? Because you're getting lower lows in the price action, higher lows in the RSI. They're calling that hidden bearish divergence, which is true. But we are in a downtrend. Or I'm sorry, they're calling that bullish divergence, which is true, but we're in a downtrend. We also got that I pointed out last week or last month or the month before that we got higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action, hidden bearish divergence. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. When you have hidden bearish and the trend is down, it's a continuation of the bearish trend, right? That's where we're at. It's continuation of the bearish trend, guys. This trend is not over, in my opinion. None of this is financial advice. I got to say that because I do. It's not. This is what I'm doing, and what I'm seeing in the charts is what I'm relaying to you guys. Do with it what you will. Share it if you like it. Comment if you like it. Comment if you don't. Here is the monthly. So on the monthly, somebody yesterday said, but we have hidden bearish in the monthly. Yeah, if we bounced here, that would be hidden bullish, right? If we bounce there. The monthly RSI is a lot further to go. We had our monthly trend line we talked about forever here. Back in May, we started talking about it when we broke. I said that should hold as a resistance, which it has. And if you look at the monthly and look at those same lows, right? This low and this low, you got lower lows and lower lows. There's no bullish divergence there, guys. None. Bitcoin's a lot older now. If you're wanting to look for the macro, you can look in the monthly instead of the weekly. It's much older, right? Now the Dow Jones, yesterday we had our rally up, way up here, right? Today we gave it all back. Hold on, that's the weekly. We gotta look at it in the daily. Today we gave all of it back. All of yesterday's gains gone, right? We talked about that yesterday. I said we'll give it all back. I told you it would either happen last night or today. And here you go. We gave it all back. We have much lower to go in the Dow. Like I said, the biggest money grab in history. I do think it's among us. Let me show you on the weekly. Here's the weekly. Here's some of that hidden bearish divergence, right? You had higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action, hidden bearish divergence. Continuation of this trend. The trend is down, right? DXY. So back in the 80s, back here, right? See this formation here right before the big parabolic rise? Same formation here. But let me get these out of the way and talk about this a little bit more. Remember, guys, all these charts go together. Like I said, I'll be going over gold and silver too, Ethereum, Litecoin, everything else. Everything's showing the same thing, guys. So this was the 2008 crash. The dollar fell, or the dollar rose, right? The only thing that rose in 2008 and in the 80s was the dollar. Gold, silver, everything else crashes with the market. I don't know why people still keep saying that, you know, it doesn't, because it does. Here is the 80s rally. Look at this. Look at this pullback right here, right? And look where it started. If we go straight across, that's where this one was. Same pullback, same height. This is just the beginning of a parabolic run, guys. Look, 55 EMA support all the way up. Here's our, let me get this out of the way. Here's our 55 EMA. We bounced off it. We'll probably just keep support all the way up. We'll probably get to that 122 right around like we did over here. Get another pullback and then break through. Once we break through and this may become support, I think we have a target of 170 to 180 for the DXY, breaking the old all-time high. As you guys know, guys, same type of stuff was happening back here in the 80s. People were talking about the dollar going to zero, blah, 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 blah. Most people weren't around in the 80s, and most people just look at Bitcoin, so they don't want to study charts as a whole. If you do study them as a whole, you'll see what's going on in the big picture. Here's another way before we go on the other charts. A great way to help support the channel. Check out my wife's webpage, inkyorimage.com. The link is down below. She does all this stuff by herself. Amazing stuff. Tons of, I get tons of happy customers thanking us. Definitely check her stuff out. You'll find a lot of cool stuff there. She can put anything you want on any of that stuff. Here is our Binance chart compared to the FTX, right? FTT versus BNB. This is why I think Binance is in serious trouble. And you can say, but they're different, blah, blah, blah. People say that crap about every chart, guys. They are markets. Markets kind of tell a story within them. If you learn how formations work and how patterns work, you can see it's doing the same pattern. I warned you guys of this once we broke here, right? We may get a little spike back above to get everybody tricked right here. That's, you know, that's definitely a possibility right here, like we did over here. Might get something like that over here, but all in all, this is making the same pattern, and it's in serious trouble, guys. I think Binance is in serious trouble. I'm not scared to say that because it's only my thoughts and my opinion, and what I'm seeing in the charts. It's not saying that I know anything or I know they're insolvent, but what I'm telling you is the charts are showing bad news for Binance. I would take my money off there if I ever put any on there, which I haven't. But if I did, I would be pulling it out to be safe. If you leave it in there and nothing happens, hurrah. But if you leave it in there and something does happen, it's, you know, that's on you, especially if you've seen this video. But as you can see, all of this is bubble pop pattern stuff, right? Same in all charts, even Ethereum, right? Same pattern and all this stuff, guys. So don't ask to see, you know, Elgaron or blah, 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 or, you know, any of these other charts, because they're all the same, guys. Altcoins are screwed, in my opinion. Will they bounce? Yeah, they'll bounce when Bitcoin bottoms, but will they ever reach new all-time highs again? Probably not. I think those times are over, especially with the SEC getting involved in all that stuff. So here's my Ethereum targets, guys. 926 is next target. Once that breaks 280, we could go as low as $20 before the bounce, depending on where Bitcoin bottoms and when. That's when we'll get our bounce for Ethereum. And do I think it'll go to new all-time highs? Probably not, guys. All right, let's look at Litecoin. Same thing. Looking at this $50 range, all these charts are over a year old, guys. Well over a year old. Once that 50 breaks again, I think we go down to 23, possibly as low as 9, maybe much, much lower. We'll see. XRP, 6 cents, guys. 6 cents. Same pattern, 6 cents. Tesla. So we made this video, or this whole trend back here in June. I told you once we broke this trend line, right, at the 235, we would look for 211. If that broke, 183. If that broke, 151. What's our next target? 106. We'll probably bounce around this range for a little bit. Once that breaks, around 50 bucks, guys. That's where I'm looking for. Tesla. Gold. So here was gold, right? I told you, they say everything rises when the markets rise, right? Here's gold back in 2008. Crashed along with everything else. The DXY was the only thing that went up. I don't know if this, and there, here's the 80s, right? Gold crashed in the 80s when everything else went up. Why do you think you hear the buy gold, buy silver to protect your money? Because they're selling it to you while they get it in the dollar. It happens over and over again, and people still fall for it, right? So this chart's very old also. Gold looking for 1550. We've been looking at it for over a year. Once that breaks, 1432. Once that breaks, we can go into the weekly. And if that breaks around this around 14, what was that? 1440. If that does break, we're looking for approximately 1211. If that breaks, 973. If that breaks all the way back down to these lows here, about 670, somewhere in that range. Just another bubble pop pattern, guys. That's all it is. Once this breaks, you know, same thing. Like I said, it doesn't matter what the asset is. It's all in the charts, guys. Silver. Silver, same thing. This is a target we've had since way over here in June of 21. Before this broke, it was about 1560. Once that breaks, could be going as low as $7. Here's the Bitcoin compared to Amazon chart, right? I made this whole video about this real quick when I found it on December 2nd last year. Last year, guys. Told you, each time we would have a low, we would get a pump up, and then everybody would get like you know who, like I said in the beginning, you know, I'm going to sell if it gets to this point, and it gets to that point, and it bounces, and oh my God, it's going to a new all-time high just to make a new lower low. And then it bounces, and then they're scared to sell again. Then it makes a new lower low. You miss all these opportunities to short or sell, right? Just like is what's happening in Bitcoin. And each little pump gets weaker and weaker and weaker all the way down until you have that false bottom, right? Which I believe will be in February or March. Get a rally up to here, just like we did here. It'll break this RSI trend line on the weekly, right? So everyone will be super bullish right here because that's a weekly trend line. That's a reversal. And then you just come back down to make a lower low. I think we're going to see the exact same thing here. Again, I could be 100% wrong, but so far this thing's playing out beautifully. And the opportunity here is massive if played correctly and if it does play out, right? So here's Amazon on the weekly again. And this gives us a little bit better timing, right? So if this is to play out, our bottom should be, all these tops and bottoms line up here, guys. Sometime in February or March. And this shows as low as maybe 55 to 6,500. But I'm still looking towards that 75 to 8,500. But then get a rally up to, you know, 10, 12, 14, somewhere in there. Only to make the lower low. And see, does this look that weird? Does it look that strange? No, because that's exactly what could happen, right? It's not going to shoot straight up from here and go to new all-time highs in a couple years, right? So this is the timing. Now, remember, here's the 55 EMA. Once that was broke and got support on there, that was the end of that bear market, right? And then it continued up from there. Sorry, something in my eye, guys. Same thing here. Once we break this 55 EMA, then you call the bottom in. So again, like I said, I would rather not buy here and it go down here, you know, where I could have bought more, you know, than waiting up here for a for sure bottom and then getting back in. So I would rather do that. But as you guys know, trading and shorting and longing the market is the best way to go, in my opinion. And if you use Prime XBT, there's a free section in there where you can join the free contest section. So you can learn to trade and play around as much as you want without any risk. And you can also win actual tradable funds on there. But anyways, so 35 to 4,500, middle or end of 2023. And then that 4-year cycle that everybody is so sure that will go to a new all-time high. Now, remember, the same people that say it's going to a new all-time high every 4 years are the same people that say if everyone expects it, it usually doesn't happen. Everyone's expecting it. Everyone's been programmed to believe that you get a new all-time high every halving cycle. I don't think that's the case here, guys. I think we will get a 10x from that 35 to 4,500 into the middle or end of 2025, which is huge opportunity, even if you don't trade, even if you just ladder in at these levels, even all the way back up, and then sell up here. You know, even sell half your position because you're still ahead, right? And then you hold on in case it does continue up. And then you go to 14 to 25K middle or 2028. So that's 3 years of decline. And then another bam, big rally up at the middle or end of 2029 to 55 to 65K. And then the same thing again, drop to maybe 25 to 30K 2030. And then the real bull run starts from there, just like here in Amazon. Does it have to happen? Absolutely not. But is that a massive opportunity if you play that way? Yes, it is. But if you just think it's doom and gloom and you stay out, you're going to miss out on everything, right? Or if you think it's doom and gloom and you keep buying all the way down here, your ass is in a huge loss. So I do advise you, anyone that has been telling you the bottom is in or to buy the dip all the way down here, you should probably unfollow them. That's all there is to it. Anyways, guys, that's what I'm seeing. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash those thumbs up. Make sure you leave your comments. Make sure you share these videos if you do like the info on them. If you belong to any groups or anything, throw the video up in there. You'll probably get yelled at. But, you know, anyway, that's the cost of trying to help people out. So have a great day. I'm out of here. Love you guys all. And I will be doing my video tomorrow. Yeah, I should be able to get the video in tomorrow. So anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Peace.